Hi, welcome back. I'm Denise Santos with GSBA TV, and today we have Angela Palm, the GSBA Director for Policy and Legislative Services. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into it. We have a few questions for you, specifically the E. Freeman Leverett Legal Issues Workshop, which is always the most popular. It's a tongue twister a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
What do you attribute the positive response to it?
The attorneys work really hard on crafting the agenda for that, and we have almost 500 attendees this year here for it, and it's named after the original attorney for GSBA.
Okay.
That's who Freeman Leverett was.
Okay.
And he initiated this idea that the attorneys for school law should get together once a year and to talk through what was going on, the court cases, the landscape, and then superintendents and board members started coming, and so it evolved into what it is today. And it's such a broad variety of topics, and it's much more technical than a lot of the other areas of training are.
Okay.
And so I think board members and superintendents really want to come and hear from the attorneys and get it from them instead of waiting to read whatever's in the paper where it might be misconstrued or whatever. And so I think that's why.
Were there any specific topics that they touched on that you'd like to elaborate on, maybe which is why attendees like to attend?
Right, a really broad variety.
Okay.
It often is, but I think today has been much broader than normal. Just running the gamut from things very technical, such as how to successfully do an RFP process for a construction project.
Okay.
And what are the potholes and how to avoid that. Looking at personnel issues, alcohol, drug issues with employees, what districts can and cannot do, in sorting that out. How do they help the employees? Court cases, dealing with personnel issues or self-defense, discipline for students. When I left just a few minutes ago, we had just talked about student privacy in terms of they're using education apps that are approved by the district, and all those have the privacy notices that nobody reads. And so there are issues with that, data breaches that various districts have had, not just in Georgia, but around the nation, with hackers getting into the data and how to deal with that. So it's been all over the place.
I mean, I can understand why it's such a popular workshop to attend. Is there anything, any topics of interest that maybe you've covered or will cover later today, possibly tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to do a panel in the afternoon focusing on the career technical agricultural education and what a successful program we do have going on in Georgia that a lot of people don't realize because we don't call it vocational education anymore. And so I'm looking forward to that. We'll have State Board Chair Mike Royal, the new commissioner of the Technical Colleges System, Matt Arthur, and Matthew Gamble, who is the Executive Director for the Association for CTAE. And to talk to them about what's going on and what they see in the future, what have been the successes, and are there still issues to be resolved in it. So I'm looking forward to that. I think from today, it's important for people to realize some of the issues that they really have to think through. For instance, with the construction projects, while that's very technical, they do have to think about what their expectations are, what's important to them in a contract, and how to weight that, and to work their way through that before it's actually issued. Because there are so many rules around that. Obviously, you want a fair and consistent process. Looking at forward your budget whenever they're working on that, making sure that it's as transparent a process as it can be, and talking through the issues, how to give raises to employees, whether to follow the state salary schedule, create their own salary schedule, how to use the state funding, and how to make it clear to everybody what's happening.
Now, attendees that weren't able to attend the workshop, is there anything that you could mention maybe they missed out on that we could tell our viewers and talk about?
Yeah, I think that it's an increasing importance for the student privacy and the data breaches because technology is growing so fast, and the way we use it, students with their own use or the district or in the classroom, teachers going out on their own, God bless them, for being creative and innovative and doing it, but to really look at what's going on in their district and understanding the implications Understanding that we can't tell kids too often the safety rules for being on the internet. Not use your real name, don't use your real address, don't use your real birth date, all of those things, because they get involved in it and they don't think about it, and they don't think how it can be misused. And so all of that, the use of technology is far ahead of where we are policy and legal wise, not just here, but all over the country, probably all over the world.
It's moving so quickly.
Right. And so I think that was a big point of discussion, and I think it's something that we'll continue to see.
Well, thank you so much for wonderful amount of information. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as well.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us.